The giants are here. Hello, One Piece enthusiasts. I'm the One Piece nerd, and today let's talk about One Piece chapter 1106. Well, expect the unexpected, and Oda completely blew our minds again. It was none of what we thought. Of course, most of our guesses were very vague. We were very close when we said Shanks was going to be there, and well, yeah, I think this is the best alternative other than Shanks. So Dory and Broggy, seeing them after not so long. Apparently, we just seen them like 50 something chapters ago. I forget the amount of time we spent, like by week. As the story progresses, I seem to lose track of time. But well, yeah, Dory and Broggy is here on Egghead Island. They're here to help the Straw Hats, and I guess this should be fun. Before we move on, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps out a lot. Now that you have, let's begin. Before I move on to talk about why Dory and Broggy is here and what their initiative is, or what Oda's actually planning, let's just talk about Bonnie. Like, okay, yes, we expected something along the lines of Bonnie and the pacifistas will have some sort of a connection, especially the ones that were built like Kuma, or they're always built like Kuma. So some of us, definitely not me, I won't take credit for this at all, we've talked about, or the community has talked about how all the pacifistas being Kuma, it makes it very likely for Bonnie to be able to control them, whether it be via the willpower of her own, because remember how Vegapunk has always talked about willpower beats everything in this world, including devil fruits, including any sort of programming, and whatever you put on the world. Willpower will always beat them all. That is sort of the main plot line of Egghead Island. The main emphasis on Egghead Island is basically the sheer willpower to live. We've been seeing this time and time again with Kuma, and I always thought that if Bonnie was going to take over the pacifistas, she was going to take over them through, not, of course, what Oda did in this one, which is basically give a secret authorship to Bonnie to basically command over all pacifistas, even over the Gorosei. That is actually very technical and actually very sound explanation, because Vegapunk's thinking is that Vegapunk said it well, I would never let Kuma kill Bonnie, or vice versa. So this technically makes a lot of sense for the narrative, but I would have loved to see an emphasis on willpower and how Bonnie's sheer will to command the situation, or to make better of the situation, or for the pacifistas to have some sort of a DNA or a lineage factor, like Vegapunk likes to say, of Kuma that allows them to listen to Bonnie, or they will have some sort of a sympathy towards Bonnie and Kuma, would be sort of poetic. But I understand where Oda is coming from, because you see all of these people talking about, oh, power of love, blah blah blah, doesn't really make sense. Yeah, I am one of those people that does complain about power of love, power of friendship when it comes to a battle shonen manga. But in this case, specifically this case, where the foreshadowing or the build-up has been there, where we've talked about on multiple occasions on how devil power is bypassed by will and sheer haki, and now then Vegapunk emphasizing and talking about how Kuma, even though he was programmed to not listen to anybody and he was supposed to shut down, he keeps going on trying to save Bonnie time and time again, despite all of that odd, because of his will to save, or his will to live. I wanted to see it in full compass when we got to see Bonnie taking control of the Seraphims, but I like the way it was played out as well. Not that I have any problems with it, but it would have been narratively, or rather poetically, better for Oda to have done that, but I guess it's very understandable. Now, let's go back to Dory and Broggy. Dory and Broggy being here, totally unexpected, definitely unexpected. No one thought of that. By the time I made my chapter 1105 video, the spoilers were already out. I couldn't make a proper prediction on it, but hey, it's still there. But Dory and Broggy being here is a very close alternative to Shanks being here. Of course, Shanks wouldn't be here because, duh, it's not the time for them to meet yet. Dory and Broggy being here is basically another layer of hint that, yeah, we are definitely going to Elbaf. And I don't think anything changes that. Like Oda said, the Straw Hat's destination is going in the next island destination. Oda didn't mention where, and he will be unable to stop it regardless of the roadblocks, which obviously makes sense. Yeah, that the next destination would be Elbaf. The spoilers also were a bit wrong when they said Shanks was going for the Lostat Island. We don't have any idea as to where Shanks is going, so forget about that. As for Dory and Broggy, I definitely know why he's here. Why they're here. They're definitely here not on the order of Shanks, they're here on the order of Jaguar D. Sol. They knew Vegapunk were in trouble. Of course, the world is keeping up, and with the things of Egghead, maybe Shanks also saw this coming, but the fact is, the giants knew what was going on. They knew Luffy needed help, and they were going to help. Especially, and if Saw is somehow connected between all of this, and he does have connections to Vegapunk, one way or the other, I think they do. So I think it makes sense, total sense, as to why Saul would send Dory and Broggy. This is another assist for the Straw Hats to escape. Rather go to Elbaf, meet the giants, and see whatever. As for Oda's interest, and as for why Dory and Broggy specifically are here, even though we were really thinking that do they really need the help, I think they do need the help, considering the Buster Call. And even the Buster Call aside, I think the Straw Hats can handle the Buster Call. Zoro is in a tough spot, I heard. We don't still have any idea on Zoro. By the way, that was also a fake spoiler that Zoro was in trouble. Zoro, we have no idea what he's doing. But I could see the Straw Hats getting out of this well alive. And that extra bit of backup is probably because of Saturn. Kizaru and Saturn are a very big force to take care of, and without Dory and Broggy's help, I don't really think Sanji or Zoro, even if they do come to the spotlight, would be able to help Luffy take down Kizaru and Saturn. So I guess it definitely makes sense. And even aside from that, one thing that we've been talking about is that the Blackbeard pirates, they're a looming threat over Egghead Island. We've seen their ship, none of us can ignore it. We have no idea what they're planning. Of course, I'm going to make a video on it, duh. But aside from that, Blackbeard showing up, even if it's just the two members of Katarina Devon and Levite, still poses a very big threat considering their stealth operations, and we don't know what their motive is, neither do the Straw Hats or the world government. So I believe Dory and Broggy's addition to this makes a lot of sense, and I still have no idea what the Blackbeard pirates are planning. I don't know how Luffy and the gang is gonna make out of this alive. Like, they will definitely make it out alive, but beating Saturn is a whole different story. That's it for the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And of course, one last thing to mention, Bonnie seeing Luffy. Bonnie seeing Luffy in Gear 5, understanding that Nika does exist, I think now will provide much more people plotline for the Straw Hats, and it de-escalates the situation like quite a lot. So let me know what you guys think of the chapter. Let me know why Dory and Broggy is here, and the future of the story. That's it for the video, guys. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and peace.